Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome back to my channel. There are five superstars for you.
First one is Salman Khan. Salman Khan is an Indian film actor, producer, occasional singer, and television personality who works in Hindu films. Is a film career spanning over 30 years. Salman Khan has received numerous awards, including National Film Award as a producer and two Filmfare Awards for acting. He is cited in the media as one of the most commercially successful actor of both world and Indian cinema. Forbes included him in their 2015 list of top paid 100 celebrity entertainers in the world. Salman Khan tied with Amitabh Bachchan for number 71 on the list, both with earnings of 33.5 million. According to the Forbes 2018 list of top paid 100 celebrity entertainers in the world, Salman Khan was the highest ranked Indian with 82 rank with earning of 37.7 million. He is also known as the host of the reality show Big Boss since 2010. The eldest son of screenwriter Salim Khan began his acting career with a supporting role in Biwi Ho To Aisi in 1988, followed by a leading role in Maine Pyar Kiya. Salman Khan continued in Bollywood in the 1990s with role in several productions including the romantic drama Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, the action thriller Karan Arjun in 1995, the comedy BV number 1 in 1999, and the family drama Hum Saath Saath Hain in 1999. After a brief period of decline in 2000s, Salman Khan achieved greater stardom in the 2010 by playing the lead role in successful action films like Dabangg in 2010, Ready in 2011, Ek Tha Tiger in 2012, Kick in 2014, Sultan in 2016, and Tiger Zinda Hai in 2017. In addition to his acting career, Salman Khan is a television presenter and promotes humanitarian causes through his charity Being Human Foundation. Salman Khan's off-screen life is marred by controversy and legal troubles. In 2015, he was convicted of culpable homicide for a negligent driving case, in which he ran over five people with his car, killing one, but his conviction was set aside. On appeal, on 5 April 2018, Salman Khan was convicted in a black buck poaching case and sentenced to 5-year imprisonment. He is currently out on bail while an appeal is being heard. Salman Khan is the eldest son of Salim Khan and his first wife Sushila Charak, who later adopted the name Salma Khan. Born to a Hindu mother and a Muslim father, Salman Khan was brought up in both faiths. His paternal ancestors were Al-Ghazai from Afghanistan, who migrated to Indore. Salman Khan made his acting debut with the 1988 film Biwi Ho To Aisi Ho, which saw him play a supporting role. He went on to play the leading role in Saroj Barjata's romantic family drama Maine Pyar Kiya in 1989, which became one of the highest grossing Indian films at the time. In 1990, saw one film releasing starring Salman Khan, Baghi, A Rebel for Love, a box office success, followed by three moderately successful films in 1991, including Sanam Bewafa, Kurban, and Patthar Ke Phool. The same year, Salman Khan went on to co-star with Sanjay Dutt and Madhuri Dixit for the romantic drama Sajan. Salman Khan worked in five different films in 1988, his first release being the romantic comedy film Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya, opposite to Kajol, one of the biggest commercial successes of that year. The other one is Jab Pyar Kisi Se Hota Hai, where Khan played a young man who has to take a child who claims to be his son under his custody. He has also had an extended cameo in Karan Johar's directional debut Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, for which he earned a second Filmfare Award under the Best Supporting Actor category. Salman Khan's first release of 2011 was Ready. Ready held the record for being the second highest grossing Bollywood film of 2011. He next appeared in Bodyguard, a remake of the 2010 Malayalam film of the same name. The film was not well received by critics, though it became Indian highest earning film of the year. Salman Khan's release of 2012 was Ek Tha Tiger, where he stood opposite to Katrina Kaif and acted as Indian spy. The film garnered positive to mixed reactions from critics while opening to extremely strong box office collection. The film marks his first association with Yash Raj Films. The other one film is Dabangg 2, a sequel of Dabangg in 2012 under the production of Arbaz Khan. Dabangg 2 eventually emerged as a huge financial success. Salman Khan hit movies of 2014 include Jai Ho, Kick, and others. Salman Khan film of 2015 Bajrangi Bhaijaan, which was released on Eid, received positive reviews from critics and the public and broke several box office records upon release. The film, grossing 1.84 billion on its first week, beat the previous record of PK. This was Salman Khan's first and the second Bollywood film after PK to enter the 300 club. He also appeared in Wanted, directed by choreographer turned director Prabhu Deva. The film received mixed reviews of Taran Adarsh from Bollywood Hungama rated it 4 of 5 stars nothing. Wanted rides on Salman Khan star power. He may not be the best actor in town, but in a film like Wanted, in a role that seems like an extension of his personality, you can't think of anyone else enacting this role with flourish. Raja Sin from Hridev gave a rating of 2 by 5 and said the writing is both amateurish and crass. While the songs are plain hideous, Salman Khan might be having fun, but the fact a film like Wanted underscore is how badly Bollywood needs a breed of younger leading man, and how the existing lot need role that fits. Salman Khan starred 2007 with the ensemble film Salami-Ishq. He appeared in the Hollywood movie Marigold, an adventure in India, opposite to American actress Ali Larter. The film told the love story of an Indian man and an American woman. Salman Khan hosted the second season of the game show Das Kadam during 2009. According to 2008 report from Biz Asia UK, the show earned enough target rating for Sony Entertainment Television to regain its third position in the Indian television ratings. Salman Khan starred in Bharat, that was released on 5 June 2019, and The Bung 3, that was released on December 2019. Meanwhile, Kick 2, which was scheduled to release around Christmas 2019, had been delayed. Salman Khan film Prem Ratan Dhan Payo, a Diwali released, received mixed reviews from both critics and the public and broke several box office records upon release. Second one is Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan began his career with appearance in several television series in the late 1980s. He made his Bollywood debut in 1992 with Divana. Early in his career, Shah Rukh Khan was recognized for portraying villainous roles in the film Bazigar, Dar, and Anjam. He then rose to prominence after starring in a series of romantic films including Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge in 1995, Dil To Pagal Hai in 1997, कुछ कुछ होता है in 1998, मोहब्बतें in 2000, and कभी खुशी कभी गम in 2001. Shah Rukh Khan went on to earn critical acclaim for his portrayals of an alcoholic Devdas in 2002, a NASA scientist in Swartz in 2004, a hockey coach in Chakde, India in 2007, and a man with Asperger syndrome in My Name is Khan in 2010. His highest grossing film include the comedies Chennai Express in 2013, Happy New Year in 2014, Dilwale in 2015, and the crime film Rais in 2017. Many of his films display theme of Indian national identity and connections with diaspora communities or gender, racial, social, and religious differences and grievances. As of 2015, Khan is co-chairman of the motion picture production company Red Chillies Entertainment and its subsidiaries, and is the co-owner of the Indian Premier League cricket team Kolkata Knight Riders and the Caribbean Premier League team Trinbago Knight Riders. He is a frequent television presenter and stage show performer. The media often label him as brand SRK because of his many endorsements and entrepreneurship venture. Shah Rukh Khan philanthropic endeavors have provided healthcare and disaster relief, and he was honored with UNESCO Paramount Conmany Award in 2011 for his support of children education and the World Economic Forum's Crystal Award in 2018 for his leadership in championing women's and children's rights in India. He regularly features in listings of the most influential people in Indian culture in 2008. The film is Newsweek named his one of their 50 most powerful people in the world. The government of India has awarded him the Padma Shri and the government of France has awarded him the Ordre d'Art et des Lettres in the Legion of Honor. Shah Rukh Khan has a significant following in Asia and the Indian diaspora worldwide. In terms of audience size and income, he has become described as one of the most successful film stars in the world. Shah Rukh Khan was born on 2 November 1965 into a Muslim family in New Delhi. He spent the first 5 years of his life in Mangalore, where his maternal grandfather Iftikhar Ahmad served as the chief engineer of the port in the 1960s. Shah Rukh Khan's first starring role was in Lake Tandon's television series Dildariyan, which began shooting in 1988, but production delays led to the Rajkumar Kapoor directed 1989 series Fauji becoming the television debut instead in the series, which depicted a realistic look at the training of army cadets. He played the leading role of Abhimanyu Rai. This led to further appearance in Aziz Mirza's television series Circus and Mani Kohli's Ministry's Idiot 1991. Shah Rukh Khan played minor parts in the serials like Umeed in 1989 and Vagal Ki Dunya in 1988 to 90, and in the English language television film in which Annie gives it those ones in 1989. His appearance in these serials led critics to compare his look and acting style with those of the film actor Dilip Kumar. But actors Khan was not interested in the film acting at the time, thinking that he was not good enough. In 1996, all four of Khan's releases failed critically and commercially, but the following year, his starring role opposite to Aditya Bancholi and Juhi Chawla in Aziz Mirza's romantic comedy Yes Boss earned him accolades that included a Filmfare Best Actor nomination. Later in 1997, he starred in Subhash Ghai's film in Arjun, a musician facing a moral dilemma. India Today cites it is one of the major Bollywood films to succeed in the United States. Shah Rukh Khan's final release of 1997 was the second collaboration with Yash Chopra in the popular musical romance Dil To Pagal Hai. He portrayed Rahul, a stage director caught in a love triangle between Madhuri Dixit and Karishma Kapoor. The film and his performance met with critical praise, winning Khan his third Best Actor award at Filmfare. Khan performed the lead role in three times and made one special appearance in 1998. In his first release of the year, he played a double role opposite to Juhi Chawla and Sonali Bendre in Mahesh Bhatt's action comedy film Duplicate, the first of his many collaborations with Yash Johar's production company Dharma Productions. Shah Rukh Khan's only release in 2012 was Yash Chopra's last picture, the romantic drama Jab Tak Hai Jaan, which saw him once again in a romantic role, starring opposite to Katrina Kaif and Anushka Sharma. CNN IBN considered the overall performance by Khan to have been one of his finest to date, but believed that Khan's first screen kiss of his career with Katrina Kaif, 20 years his junior, was an evocative one. Jab Tak Hai Jaan was a moderate financial success, earning over 2.11 billion worldwide. The film was showcased at the 2012 Marrakech International Film Festival in Morocco, along with Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, Veer Zara and Dawn 2. At the following Zee Cine Awards, Shah Rukh Khan performed a tribute to the late Yash Chopra along with Kaif Sharma and several of Chopra's other past heroines. In 2013, Shah Rukh Khan starred in Rohit Shetty action comedy Chennai Express for Red Chillies Entertainment, a film which earned mixed critical reviews and a fair amount of criticism for its perceived disparagement of South Indian culture. Shah Rukh Khan next appeared alongside Kajol, Varun Dhawan and Kriti Senon in Rohit Shetty action comedy Dilwale in 2015. The film garnered mixed reviews though it was financially profitable with a gross of 3.7 billion. Namrata Joshi of The Hindu commented, with Dilwale Rohit Shetty goes hopelessly wrong despite much that he had at his disposal, including a power packed cast and producer. Joshi also felt that the attempt to repackage Khan and Kajol had backfired. He then took on dual part of a superstar and his doppelganger fan in Manish Sharma's action thriller Fan, in him to be exhausting, bizarre, yet watchable, and thought that Khan was aptly creepy as the obsessive admirer. The film underperformed at the box office, and trade journalists attribute this failure to the film not conformity to mainstream formula. Later that year, Shah Rukh Khan portrayed the sporting part of the therapist to an aspiring cinematographer in Gauri Shandar's coming of age film. In Rahul Dhokla's action crime film Rise in 2017, Shah Rukh Khan took on the part of the titular anti-hero, a bootlegger turned mobster in 1980s Gujarat. In a typical mixed review, Pratim D. Gupta of The Telegraph thought Khan's performance to be inconsistent, intense, and power-packed at times, but often slipped out of character into the usual mix of stock mannerism. Commercially, the film was a modest success, earning about 3.08 million worldwide. Shah Rukh Khan returned to the romantic genre with the role of tourist guide who fall in love with a traveler in Imtiaz Ali Jab Hari Met with Sajal in 2017. Writing for Mint, Uday Bhatia criticized Khan's pairing with Sharma, 22 years his junior, writing that Khan had performed similar gestures of love decades ago to actor his own age. The film proved to be a box office flop. Khan next reunited with Sharma and Katrina Kaif in Anand romantic drama Zero in 2018, in which he played Bao Singh, a dwarf involved in a love triangle. The film received mixed reviews with praise directed to Khan's performance. Writing for Hindustan Times, Raja Singh commended his dominating performance and tremendous energy, and Anna M.M. Vettigard for First Post called him an excellent fit for the role for allowing his naturally energetic personality, coming timing, and charm to take flight. Commercially, it failed to do well. According to Box Office India report, Shah Rukh Khan's stardom was impacted by his film failing to do well. Shah Rukh Khan receives a considerable amount of media coverage in India and is often referred to as King Khan, the Badshah of Bollywood or the King of Bollywood. Anupama Chopra cites him as an ever present celebrity with two or three films a year, constantly running television ads, print ads, and gigantic billboards lining the streets of Indian cities. He is the object of a sometimes fanatical following with a fan base estimated to exceed 1 billion. Anupama Chopra cites him as an ever present celebrity with two or three films a year, constantly running television ads, print ads, and gigantic billboard lining the street of Indian cities. He is the object of a sometimes fanatical following with a fan base estimated to exceed 1 billion. Newsweek named Shah Rukh Khan as one of the 50 most powerful people globally in 2008 and called him the world's biggest movie star. In 2011, he was declared the biggest movie star you have never heard of, perhaps the world's biggest movie star period at Steven Zeticek of the Los Angeles Times and has called the world's biggest movie star in other international media outlets. According to popularity survey, 3.2 billion people around the world now Shah Rukh Khan more than who now Tom Cruise. Shah Rukh Khan is one of the wealthiest celebrity in India.
The third one is Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is an Indian born naturalized Canadian actor, producer, material artist, and television personality who works in Bollywood, the commercial Hindi language film industry based chiefly in Mumbai, India. Over 29 years, Akshay Kumar has appeared in over 100 films and has won several awards, including a National Film Award and two Filmfare Awards. Akshay Kumar is one of the most successful Hindi actor, having starred in 113 films, 52 of which were commercially successful. He was the first Bollywood actor whose film's domestic net lifetime collection crossed 20 billion by 2013 and 30 billion by 2016. Akshay Kumar was born in Amritsar, Punjab, India, to Hariom Bhatia and Aruna Bhatia in a Punjabi family. His father was an army officer. From a young age, Akshay Kumar was very interested in sports. His father too enjoyed wrestling. He lived and grew up in Delhi's Chandni Chowk and later he moved to Bombay when his father left army to become an accountant with UNICEF. Soon his sister was born and the family lived in Kolivada, a Punjabi dominated area of central Mumbai. He received his school education from Don Bosco High School, Matunja. Simultaneously learning karate, he enrolled in Guru Nanak Khalsa College for higher education, but dropped out as he was not much interested in studies. He requested his father that he wanted to learn martial arts. Further, his father somehow saved money to send him to Thailand. Akshay Kumar went to Bangkok to learn martial arts and lived in Thailand for
This story
5 years,
termed social
learning
drama
Thai
Pardes
boxing.
portraying
Akshay Kumar also has a sister, Alka Bhatia. When Akshay Kumar was a teenager, his father asked him what he aspired to be. Akshay Kumar expressed his desire to become an actor. After having obtained a black belt in Taekwondo while in India, he studied martial arts in Bangkok, Thailand, where he learned Muay Thai and worked as a chef and waiter. After Thailand, Akshay Kumar went to work in Kolkata, in a travel agency in Dhaka, in a hotel, and Delhi, where he sold Kundan jewelry. Upon his return to Mumbai, he commenced the teaching of martial arts. During this time, the father of one of his students, himself a model coordinator, recommended Akshay Kumar into modeling, which ultimately led to a modeling assignment for a furniture showroom. Akshay Kumar effectively made more money within the first 2 days of shooting than in his entire month's salary, and therefore chose a modeling career path. He worked as an assistant for photographer Jayesh Sheth for 18 months without payment to shoot his first portfolio. He also worked as a background dancer in various films. One morning, he missed his flight. He was going for an ad shoot in Bangalore. Disappointed with himself, he visited a film studio along with his portfolio. That evening, Akshay Kumar was signed for a lead role by producer Pramod Chakravarti for the movie Didar. Akshay Kumar's film career include the first movie Didar. Akshay Kumar made his first appearance as the lead actor opposite to Rakhi. In the same year, he acted in Kishore Vyas' Tractor Dancer, which received poor reviews. The following year, he starred in Abbas Mustan director suspense thriller Khiladi, widely considered his breakthrough role. A review in the Indian Express called the film an engrossing thriller and describes Akshay Kumar as impressive in the lead part. Nothing his physical appearance, strong screen presence, and commending him for being perfectly at ace. Next, Akshay Kumar played in Hari Om Patnaik, an IPS officer in Madhur, directed by and Man at Work. He starred in David Dhawan directed romantic comedy Mujhse Shaadi Karogi alongside Salman Khan and Priyanka Chopra. He played the role of Sunny Sameer, roommate who pursues Rani Sameer's love interest. The film received positive reviews. Taran Adrash praised Kumar and wrote, Akshay Kumar is a revelation. He surpasses his previous work. His timing is fantastic, and the conviction with which he carries off the evil of streak in his personality is bound to be talked about in days to come. His performance in the film earned him his third nomination for Supporting Actor at the Filmfare Award as well as a nomination for Best Comic Role. His other films including Abbas Mustan director Etraz and S.M. Iqbal's Meri Biwi Ka Jawab Nahi. He starred in the sequel to Hera Pheri titled Phir Hera Pheri. As was the former, the sequel became a huge success at the box office. Later that year, he starred alongside Salman Khan and Preeti Zinta in the Shirish Kundar directed romantic musical film Janeman. The film was a well anticipated release, and despite receiving positive reviews from critics, did not do as well as expected at the box office. The film received mostly negative reviews. Vidya Pradhan of Rediff.com called it a bizarre movie. Though the film underperformed, his role as a shy, lovable nerd was praised. He ended the year with Priyadan comedy murder mystery film Bhagam Bhag. He starred alongside Laradita Govinda and Paresh Rawal and played the character of the theatre actor. The film received mixed reviews, and Rediff.com called Akshay Kumar the real hero of the film. The film was commercially successful. In 2009, Akshay Kumar featured opposite to Deepika Padukone in the Warner Bros. And Roshan Sippy production Chandni Chowk to China, directed by Nikhil Advani. The film was a critical and commercial failure at the box office. Akshay Kumar's next release was 8x10 Tasveer, an action thriller directed by Nagesh Kukunur that failed commercially. His next release was Sabir Khan's Battle of the Sexes, comedy Kambatak Ishq. Set in Los Angeles, it was the first Indian film to be shot at Universal Studios and featured cameo appearances by Hollywood actors. The film was poorly received by critics but became an economic success, earning over 840 million worldwide. Akshay Kumar film Blue was released on 16 October 2009. Blue received negative reviews and collected about 420 million at the box office. His last release in 2009 was Priyandarshan De Danadan. He starred alongside Katrina Kaif, Sunil Shetty and Paresh Rawal. Akshay Kumar played a servant who plans to kidnap his owner dog. The film received mixed reviews. He then appeared in the 2010 comedy Houseful, which was commercially successful. In 2016, his first release was Airlift, released on 22 January 2016, was critically and commercially successful, and second, Houseful 3 was released on 3 June 2016. Namaste England sequel to Namaste London has been announced. Rustam, which was produced by Neeraj Pandey and marked his third release of 2016. His only film release in 2017 was Toilet Ek Prem Katha. The movie trailer was released on 11 June 2017. PM Modi called it a good effort to further the message of cleanliness as per Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. His other film was Padman, alongside Sonam Kapoor and Radhika Apte. He later made his Tamil cinema debut in the science fiction thriller 2.0, co-starring Ranjithnath, in which he played an evil ornithologist named Pakshrijan. In 2019, Akshay Kumar appeared in Karan Johar's film Kesari, opposite to Priniti Chopra, based on the story of the Battle of Saraghare. The film grossed over 2 billion worldwide. He next featured in Mission Mangal with an ensemble cast of Vidya Balan, Taapsee Pannu, Nithya Menon, Sharman Joshi, and Sonakshi Sinha. The film is about the story of scientists at Indian Space Research Organization who contributed to the Mars Orbiter mission, which marked India's first interplanetary expedition. Houseful 4, directed by Farhad Samji, was released in October 2019. His next release in December 2019 was Karan Johar's and his own production Good News, a romantic comedy. His only release in 2020 was the horror comedy Lakshmi, directed by Raghava Lawrence, an official remake of the Tamil film Kanchana, opposite to Kira Advani. It was released on 9 November on Disney Plus Hotstar and was not released theatrically in India due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The film revolves around a man who gets possessed by the ghost of a transgender. It received mixed to negative reviews from critics, praising the performance of Akshay Kumar but criticized the writing and screenplay of film. As of November 2020, his upcoming films are Suryavanshi, directed by Rohit Shetty, which are releasing in 2020. His Yash Raj film Prithviraj, Ranjit M. Tiwari's Bell Bottom, a spy thriller, and Anand L. Rai's Atarangi Re, along with Sara Ali Khan, is dual role opposite him, and Dhanush are expected to release in 2021. The fourth one is Hrithik Roshan. Hrithik Roshan is an Indian actor who appears in Hindi films. He has portrayed a variety of characters and is known for his dancing skills. One of the highest paid actor in India, he has won many awards including 6 Filmfare Awards, 4 for Best Actor and 1 each for Best Debut and Best Actor. Starring in 2012, he appeared in Forbes India's Celebrity 100 based on his income and popularity. Hrithik Roshan was born on 10 January 1974 in Bombay to a family prominent in Bollywood. He is of Punjabi and Bengali descent on his paternal side. Hrithik's paternal grandmother Ira was a Bengali. His father, film director Rakesh Roshan, is the son of music director Roshan Lal Nagrat. His mother Pinky is the daughter of producer and director J. Om Prakash. His uncle Rajesh is a music composer. Roshan has an older sister, Sunaina, and was educated in the Bombay Scottish School. Although Roshan practices Hinduism, he says that I am not religious. I don't visit temples, but I hope there is the superpower. Hrithik Roshan felt isolated as a child. He was born with an extra thumb fused to the one to his right hand, which led some of his peers to avoid him. He has stammered since the age of 6. This caused him problems at school, and he feigned injury and illness to avoid oral tests. He was helped by daily speech therapy. Roshan's grandfather Prakash first brought him on screen at the age of 6 in the film Asha. He danced in a song enacted by Jitendra. Roshan made uncredited appearances in various family film projects, including his father production Aapke Deewane. In Prakash's आसपास he appeared in the song शहर में चर्चा है. The actor's only speaking role during this period came when he was 12. He was seen as Govinda, the title character's adopted son in Prakash Bhagavan Dada. Roshan decided that he wanted to be a full-time actor, but his father insisted that he focus on his studies. In his early 20s, he has diagnosed with scoliosis that would not allow him to dance or perform stunts. Initially devastated, he eventually decided to become an actor anyway. Around a year after the diagnosis, he took a chance by jogging on a beach when he was caught in a downpour. There was no pain, and becoming more confident, he was able to increase his pace with no adverse effect. Roshan sees this day as the turning point of his life. Hrithik Roshan attended Sandham College, where he took part in dance and music festivals. While studying, graduating in commerce, Roshan assisted his father on 4 times Khudgast, King Uncle, Karan Arjun, and Koila, while also sweeping the floor and making tea for the crew. After pack-up, Hrithik Roshan would enact Shah Rukh Khan scenes from Koila and film himself to make a judgment about his performance as an actor. While he assisted his father, he studied acting under Kishore Namit Kapoor. Hrithik Roshan was originally scheduled to make his screen debut as a lead actor opposite to Preeti Zinta in the cancelled film Shekhar Kapoor's Tararam Pam Pam. Instead, he starred in his father's romantic drama Kaho Na Pyar Hai, opposite to another debutant Amish Patel. Roshan played dual roles: Rohit, an aspiring singer, brutally killed after witnessing a murder, and Raj, an NRI who falls in love with Patel's character. Hrithik Roshan next appeared in Vidhu Vinod Chopra's action drama Mission Kashmir alongside Sanjay Dutt, Preeti Zinta, and Jackie Shroff, set in the Valley of Kashmir during the Indigo-Pakistan conflicts. The film addressed the topic of terrorism and crime and was a financial success. Hrithik Roshan was drawn to his complex role of a young man traumatized by the discovery that his adoptive father had been responsible for the death of his entire birth family. In others' opinion, Roshan brightens up the screen with his magnetic presence. His body language coupled with his expressions is sure to win him plaudits. Roshan next had a supporting role in Karan Johar's ensemble melodrama Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham alongside Amitabh Bachchan, Jaya Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Kajol and Kareena Kapoor. He was cast as Roshan Rachand, the younger son of Bachchan's character, who plots to reunite him with his adopted son after Jauhar had watched a rough cut of Kaho Na Pyar Hai, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum finished as India's second highest grossing film of the year. For his role as an enigmatic master thief in Dhoom 3, an action sequel co-starring Aishwarya Rai, Bipasa Basu and Abhishek Bachchan. Roshan won his third Filmfare Award for Best Actor. In 2011, Hrithik Roshan appeared in Zoya Akhtar's ensemble comedy drama Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara alongside Abhay Deol and Farhan Akhtar as three friends who embark on a bachelor trip where they overcome their insecurities. Zoya cast Roshan in the role of an uptight workaholic as she considers him her favorite actor. Hrithik Roshan recorded the song "Senorita" with his co-stars and Maria Fernandez. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was released to positive reviews and Roshan's performance was praised. Rajiv Masand wrote Hrithik Roshan once again brings real depth to his character with a spectacular performance. He is shy and restrained, then let's go with such fantastic intensity that you make the inward journey with his character. The film grossed 1.53 billion worldwide and became Roshan's first commercial success in 3 years. He was nominated for another Filmfare Award for Best Actor for his performance. Later that year, he made a special appearance in Farhan's Dawn 2. Hrithik Roshan received a fourth consecutive Filmfare nomination for his performance in the 2014 action comedy Bang Bang, a remake of the 2010 Hollywood release Night and Day, and one of the most expensive Bollywood films, playing the role of an eccentric secret agent who plots to track down a terrorist. Roshan became the first actor to perform a flyboarding stunt in film. While filming in Thailand, Hrithik Roshan suffered a head injury from a stunt accident and underwent brain surgery to relieve a chronic subdural hematoma. The critic Mohar Basu noted that Roshan was pitch perfect and Breeze thought his part brilliantly. The film earned 3.4 billion in global ticket sales, marking it among the highest grossing Indian films. For playing the role of a farmer in 2016 BC who travels to Mohenjo-daro in Ashutosh Govarkar's Mohenjo-daro, Roshan was paid 500 million, a record-breaking remuneration for an Indian actor. He underwent a 3-month training to achieve the lithe and agile physique required for his role. Despite being a highly anticipated release, he failed commercially and critics were generally unenthusiastic, dismissing the film as an unintentional comedy. Anupama Chopra wrote that Roshan pours his soul into every scene, but the burden of carrying the leaden cartoon-like narrative proves too much even for his Herculean shoulders. Roshan was next seen alongside Yami Gautam in Sanjay Gupta's Kabil in 2017, a romantic thriller about a blind man who avenges the rape of his blind wife. To ensure authenticity in his portrayal, Roshan locked himself in a room and avoided contact with people. Reviews for the film were generally positive, with particular praise for Roshan's performance. Meena Lair of the Times of India found his performance to be his best to date, and Shubhra Gupta on the Indian Express considered him the only bright spot in the dispirited mess of a movie. The film accumulated 1.96 billion worldwide after 2 years of screen absence. Roshan's career prospect improved in 2019. He first starred in Vikas Bhalla's graphical film Super 30, based on the mathematician Anand Kumar and his educational program Super 30. Ritik Roshan hired a trainer from Bhagalpur to learn Bihari accent. The film was released to commercial success but received mixed reviews, while NDTV's Saibal Chatterjee found Roshan miscast in his role. Michael Gomes of Khaleej Times called it one of his best performances. Roshan next starred alongside Tiger Shroff in Yash Raj film War, an action thriller which emerged as his highest grossing release. He will also appear in the fourth installment of the Krish series superhero film Krish 4, expected to release in Christmas 2020. The fifth one is Ranbir Kapoor. Ranbir Kapoor is an Indian film actor. He is one of the highest paid actors of Hindi cinema and had featured in Forbes India's Celebrity 100 list since 2012. He is the recipient of several awards, including 6 Filmfare Awards. Ranbir Kapoor was born on 28 September 1982 in Bombay to Rishi and Neetu, both actors of the Hindi film industry. He is the great grandson of Prithviraj Kapoor and the grandson of actor-director Raj. His elder sister Ridhima is an interior and fashion designer. The actor Randhir Kapoor is his uncle, and his daughters, actresses Krishma and Kareena Kapoor, are his first cousins. Ranbir Kapoor was educated at the Mumbai Scottish School at Mahim. As a student, he found little interest in academics and would rank low among his peers. However, he has stated that he performed better in sports, particularly football. Ranbir Kapoor has appeared vocal about his parents' troubled marriage affected him as a child. Sometimes the fights would get really bad. I would be sitting on the steps, my head between my knees till 5 or 6 in the morning, waiting for them to stop. These experiences led to a reservoir of emotions building up inside, which he said compelled him to develop an interest in film. In his early years, Kapoor was close to his mother but had a dysfunctional relationship with his father. After completing his 10th standard examination, he worked as an assistant director to his father on the film Ab Lord Chilin, during which he developed a closer bond with him. After completing his pre-university education from the HR College of Commerce and Economics, Ranbir Kapoor relocated to New York City to learn filmmaking at the School of Visual Arts and subsequently pursued method acting at the Lee Strasberg Theatre and Film Institute. In film school, Ranbir Kapoor directed and starred in 2 short films entitled Passion to Love and India 1964. The loneliness of living alone in New York City, coupled with his experience in film school, which he described as useless, inspired him to pursue a career in Bollywood. Upon returning to Mumbai, Kapoor was hired as an assistant director to Sanjay Leela Bhansali on the 2005 film Black. He described the experience: I was getting beaten up, abused, doing everything from cleaning to the floor to fixing the lights from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. But I was learning every day. He later remarked that his motive for working on Black was to get Bhansali to offer him an acting job. Following the release of Black, Bhansali cast Kapoor as the protagonist of the 2007 tragic romance Savriya, alongside Sonam Kapoor and Rani Mukherjee. The film tells the story of a tramp, played by him, who falls obsessively in love with a woman awaiting the return of her lover. In an interview with the news and entertainment portal Rediff.com, Kapoor stated that his character was written as a tribute to his grandfather's iconic role as a tramp. Savaria was the first Indian film to be produced by a Hollywood studio and was a highly anticipated release. However, film critics was disappointed with the picture, with BBC's Jasprit Pandohar calling it a misfire on a massive scale. CNN IBN's Rajiv Masand considered it contrived and fake but was impressed by Kapoor's affable charm and wrote that he got that star quality to him, which is so rare to find. At the box office, Samaria failed to earn profits. However, at the annual Filmfare ceremony, Ranbir Kapoor was awarded a Best Male Debut trophy. In 2011 to 2013, following an item number in the Children's Filmfare Chiller Party 2011, Kapoor took on the role of Janardhan Jordan Jacker in Imtiaz Ali's Rockstar, a drama that follows the journey of an inspiring musician from a humble background to international stardom. In preparation for the role, Ranbir Kapoor lived with the Jat family in Pitampura and studied their mannerisms. In 2012, romantic comedy Burfi was Ranbir Kapoor's first release to earn over 1 billion at the domestic box office, directed by Anurag Basu. In 2014, after a year-long absence from the screen, Ranbir Kapoor featured as a mysterious thief in Roy, a romantic thriller which critic Sarita Tanwar described as a young, boring, exhausting and pretentious film. The series of financial failures continued with his next release, the Anurag Kashyap's directed crime drama Mumbai Velvet, based on the historian Gayan Prakash book Mumbai Fables, which also starred Anushka Sharma and Karan Johar. Kapoor portrayed an ambitious boxer in the 1960s who is drawn toward a life of crime. He based his Tapori diction on Johnny Walker's character in Mr. and Mrs. 55. Made on a budget of 1.2 billion, the film opened to major box office collection and mixed reviews from critics. Ritika Bhatia of Business Standard found Ranbir Kapoor's part to be a departure from his previous roles, writing that he does test the water with methodical sincerity, but his portrayal lacks depth on occasion. Mumbai Velvet was eventually screened at the Locarno. Ranbir Kapoor's career prospects briefly improved in 2016 when he took on the lead role of an aspiring musician in Karan Johar's "Ae Dil Hai Mushkil". In a collaboration with director Anurag Basu, Kapoor formed a production company named Picture Shuru Productions, whose first release was the musical comedy mystery film Jagga Jasoos, which tells the story of a gifted teenager search for his missing stepfather. Production on the project was packed with difficulties. Principal photography began in 2014, but the release date was pushed back several times owing to changes in the script. Multiple reshoots and rumors of enmity between Kapoor and co-star Katrina Kaif, Anna Verticad of First Post considered the film to be a laudable experiment with zigzag of course, and while praising Kapoor's dedication to his part, criticized the decision to cast him as a teenage schoolboy. It did not perform well commercially, which led Kapoor to regret his venture into production. In 2018, Kapoor portrayed the actor Sanjay Dutt in Rajkumar Hirani's biopic Sanju. It dealt with Dutt's troubled relationship with his father, his drug addiction, and arrest for illegal possession of firearms. Kapoor was taken to avoid a hagiographic narrative
and did not want to mimic Dutt's mannerism. He interacted extensively with Dutt and take a month's time to transform himself physically before filming each phase of the actor's life. Saibal Chatterjee of NDTV thought that despite dramatic liberties, the film had successfully portrayed Dutt's complexity and wrote that Kapoor pull out the stops in astonishingly effective ways, subsuming his personality into that of the protagonist. Uday Bhatia of Mint was more critical for making that too sympathetic despite his misdeeds and wrote that Kapoor's imitation take over the performance. Sanju's strong financial performance re-established Kapoor's stardom.